Okay, let's talk about the four major American cities. This thing's been going all over social media. What are the four top major American cities? And it seems universal that everybody goes New York, LA 1 and 2, and then people start arguing 3 and 4. And until the video that I'm about ready to show you, I haven't seen one person yet say the list the way that I would say the list. This guy has it ranked the way I would see it, the way I would choose to rank it. And he's the only person I've seen do it this way. So here is my list of the four major U.S. cities.
Got to get in on the four American cities. So New York and Los Angeles are 1 and 2. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Where I disagree with a lot of people who I've seen do this is they say, oh, but after that, like 3 and 4 are kind of debatable. For me, no way. Chicago is definitively number 3. Everyone's going to grade these cities subjectively. When I'm thinking about it through the lens of population, culture, location, history. Chicago checks all of those. Third most populated city in the U.S. Culture, they have their own accent, they have their own pizza. Location is honestly really important because we look at the whole continental United States and we say, okay, New York City is the definitive East Coast city. LA is obviously the definitive West Coast city. Chicago is the definitive Midwest city. I won't go into it, but Chicago also has a fascinating history behind it. Number 4 is where the debate begins. I'll start by saying it is absolutely not Houston, Texas. Houston wins on the population, but then they meet none of the other criteria. In fact, if you read this fantastic book, Isaac Storm by Eric Larson, you'll learn that Houston, even being a hugely populated city, was a complete accident. The main city in the U.S. South was supposed to be Galveston, Texas. So much so that at the turn of the 20th century, it was widely considered to be the New York City, Manhattan Island of the South. The hurricane of 1900 happened, still the deadliest natural disaster in U.S. history. The entire island was eviscerated. Thousands upon thousands of people died. All the investors and real estate developers moved a little bit up the river to Houston. Even like Dallas or San Antonio would be better choices culturally, historically. But it's not either of those either. I've seen a few different options for number 4. Some people have said Las Vegas, which I appreciate. Las Vegas was really built and constructed and very much culturally is a place to escape the other cities in America. I mean, people obviously live there and make a life there, but it's kind of a fake city. Vegas obviously has its own culture, but it's so cultivated in a way as to promote a kind of escapism from America that I can't count it. A lot of people say Washington, D.C., which I think is a very underrated city that I like a lot. It's, of course, the central hub of our government, for now, I guess. But for whatever reason, I just personally don't see government as being a definitive category for how I look at these cities. And the culture of D.C. is based around government, so I gotta nix it. I've seen a lot of people say Miami. If I could completely cop out on this list, I would do 3 cities, New York, LA, Chicago, and then I would have one state, and that state would be Florida. Because the cultural differences present across the entire state of Florida, like Miami's beach town, party city, then Orlando's like theme park central, fake Americana. Then if you travel up to the Panhandle, Tallahassee is like still the deep south. I mean, the differences between a place like Tallahassee and Miami, yikes. So if I could, I would put Florida in the 4th spot, but I'm not going to cop out. The understanding that based on location, I think we need a southern city. My choice is New Orleans. Doesn't quite win the population game. The history and culture of New Orleans are as rich and varied and incredible as any city in the United States of America, any city in the world. Food, maybe the best food in the United States of America. The music. There's an argument to be made that jazz as an art form is America's greatest gift to the world. And it was born right smack dab in the middle of New Orleans. Again, just listing those 4 cities just gives you a really good directionality for the whole country. Those are my 4, but I love this debate.
Where I differ with him is that I wouldn't try to put Florida in as a state in place of a city. I do agree that Florida has a very diverse set of culture and atmospheres from north to south, east to west. But yes, those are the 4 cities: New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and New Orleans. And I believe the first 3 are not debatable: New York, LA, Chicago. They're the 3 biggest cities. They're the 3 cities with a shit ton of history and culture and everything like that. I understand people having debates about the 4th. I've seen people talk about Philadelphia. I've seen a ton of people say Houston. I've seen people throw Denver in there, which I wouldn't consider. But New Orleans, if you've never been to New Orleans, it's like going to another country. It is such a unique vibe. New Orleans is one of 3 major ports on a trade route between Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Havana, Cuba, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And they share culture, they share history. New Orleans is the only city that I've ever been to where a cup of coffee can turn into a 2-week bender at the drop of a hat. It is unlike any city I have ever been to. I fucking love New Orleans, and it deserves the number 4 spot on this list.